Hello, Greenwich Country Day School parents. This is video number 2 on mindfulness, and this is another technique that I have talked to the high school students, and I'm pretty sure that middle school and even upper elementary has worked on something that looks a lot like this. So for this one, if you're here and interested in the second one, what I'd like you to do is find a comfortable position, perhaps sitting in a chair. And what I'd like you to do um, is, if you're comfortable, closing your eyes. If you're not, you can just have a downward gaze. And this is a breathing technique with a counting technique. And the way that it's going to work is that on every in-breath, you're going to count inside your head 1, and on the exhale, you'll count 2. On the next inhale, you'll count 3. On the next exhale, you'll count 4. Next inhale, 5. Next exhale, 6. And we're going to go up to 10. When you get to 10, you're just going to go back to 1. So this technique doesn't worry about how big of a breath you take or how small of a breath you take. I would like you to breathe through your nose, inhale and exhale, paying attention to your belly expanding and contracting. But this is a technique where you are just going to count every in-breath and exhale up to 10 and then go back to 1. A lot of people during this technique will have their minds drift, and that's okay. And if it does, I'd like you to gently bring yourself back to 1 and start again. Doesn't mean you screwed up, doesn't mean you've made any mistakes. This is what our brains do. And what our brains often do is they will often gravitate toward anxious thoughts, worry thoughts, what ifs. Have I done this yet? I can't believe I said that yesterday. And our brains take these walks. Unfortunately, they take these walks into very anxious, upsetting places. The idea of this mindfulness technique is for us to be able to, in that moment, gently come back to 1 and bring our mindfulness back to the present moment without judgment. Okay? So I'm going to ring the bell 3 times and we will get started. So again, find a comfortable position. Thinking about posture if you can, feet on the floor, a relatively strong spine, your head and neck aligned with that spine. And if you're comfortable, closing your eyes. And we'll have 3 bells to get us started. Begin to find your pattern breathing. Doesn't matter if the inhales are big inhales or small inhales. Now bringing all of your attention to your in-breath and your out-breath, and making sure that you're counting each one. Reminding yourself that you need to be gentle with yourself if for any reason your mind took a walk. This isn't about doing it right or doing it wrong, or being so hyper-focused on your counting that you don't make a mistake. This is simply about being present with your breath and your counting. And more importantly, teaching yourself that when your mind drifts, we can bring it back to the present moment. As humans, our minds will always drift. We can't stop them from drifting, but we can practice techniques that bring us back to the present moment without judgment. Staying with your breath, not trying to control it, counting in each inhale and counting each exhale up to 10. As we come closer to the end, I'd like you to really pay attention to your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. And with the final bell, slowly opening your eyes, coming back. If you need to wiggle yourself a little bit, wiggle those fingers, those toes. And I want you to think of what an important skill this is for all of us to learn, to get ourselves out of those worry thoughts or sad thoughts that we often feel ourselves trapped into and getting stuck with. And I also want you to think how important this skill is for paying attention. For all of us who have ever daydreamed or lost attention or became impulsive, our mind has taken us there. Practicing this muscle through mindfulness can bring us back and can bring us back to paying attention. It can also bring us back to a place where we've lowered our physiological response, like our heart rate and our blood pressure, our breathing. I hope you enjoyed this. This was number 2. Apologies for the attire, but we have all been sequestered to our homes, and I will be bringing you hopefully more of these to continue to practice over this unprecedented time of anxiety. I hope everyone is safe and healthy.